Welcome back. Prime News on HLN. Let's update you on little Haley Cummings. 5-year-old's been missing now for more than a month. And the last person to see little Haley is her father, Ronald Cummings' new 17-year-old wife, now Misty Cummings. And she can't seem to keep her story straight, right? So much so, now Misty Cummings' own family's telling her maybe it's time to keep quiet here. Listen to what her sister-in-law told investigative journalist Art Harris.
We almost have to tell her to watch what she says. Not because she's hiding anything, but that it just gets so mixed up, and then they start asking more questions and accusing her of more stuff. She's so tired. She just doesn't want to talk anymore.
All right, it doesn't sound good when your own family's telling you it's time to stop talking. Misty does not have a lawyer. And again, there are inconsistencies in her story. We're going to map some of those out for you as well. Joining me now to talk about this, Prime News law enforcement analyst Mike Brooks. Also with us, Nita Kay, criminal defense attorney. And on the phone, TJ Hart, program and news director for WSKY 97.3 FM in Gainesville, Florida. And we'll take your calls as well, 1-877-TEL-HLN. Guys, before we go on, let's map out some of these inconsistencies. Again, investigative journalist Art Harris has talked to both sides, talked to Misty. He was on with Nancy Grace last night, and she asked him, basically, what are the inconsistencies? Let's listen.
But there are some strange inconsistencies, Nancy.
Such as, in a nutshell?
Well, you know, in your interview with Ronald, he said the kids went to bed at 10:30, and Misty told me in my interview on artharris.com that it was 8 and she was asleep by 8:30. Where the kids were sleeping when, you know, how do you make up a bed with a little baby, a little boy on the bed, as she said she did? It's the logic of it is hard to make sense of.
Okay, again, well, especially when you consider the cops have talked to her for 30 hours, and it doesn't seem still that they have a solid timeline to work off of. Let's bring in our lawyer, Anita Kay. What are we supposed to believe with her, Anita? Is this a red flag to you? What do you think?
It could be. I'm not ready to jump to that conclusion yet, because here's what happens when the police are asking her questions. Are they asking her because they suspect her of something, or because they're really just thinking she's only a witness? She's not a person of interest. And so what can happen is, you know, Misty's 17 years old. She's answering these questions over and over. She may be confused about things that actually she just doesn't remember. Because think about it, when she goes to bed at night, we all go to bed, we don't necessarily remember specific details. Now something catastrophic has happened, and she's asked to recall those specific details, and she might just honestly be getting confused.
Okay, Mike Brooks, investigator, what do you think of that?
After 30 hours of talking with law enforcement, and keep in mind, Mike, she has had 2 polygraphs, which is highly unusual. Now, you know, as they go through the leads, it's all about case management. As they go through and they develop the information from the different leads they've had, then they may bring her in and talk to her. But the inconsistencies here, I mean, from the time that she filed the police report, and then you hear another story, inconsistencies, and then when we saw her on Today's Show and they asked her about it, she just was, well, yeah.
Look, I don't know. That's
exactly.
What you got, right? Okay.
I just can't figure that out.
Okay, guys, we're going to take a quick break. We've got some callers standing by. Sandra, Misty, hang tight. We'll get to you in a minute. More on Haley Cummings, more on why Misty Cummings just can't seem to keep her story straight. Stay with us.